All right, it's done. I'm going to try and get through that way. I didn't plan this ahead, though.
Oh, boy. Well, while we're waiting.
Oh.
I've been working out.
I'm stuck.
She's coming.
No longer stuck. Oh, okay. I have not been working out.
And which is why she's got her high-waisted pants on.
Hey, yeah. That's my kind of strip club.
I love it.
Pajamas and money.
Could you imagine just a strip club where the strippers are just sleeping on stage?
You know what? I bet there's an audience for that.
Please welcome to the stage, REM, Sleep. And then she's just
dead asleep. I like it. Sleeping Beauty could be one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know.
Somebody needs to give her a kiss and a rose. Yeah. Who else? Who else is? Snow White. Also.
Yeah.
Asleep.
Why are all of these princesses like knocked out
dead asleep?
before?
I don't know. It's pretty sad, isn't
they
it?
Unconsensually.
Yes. Well, that's the whole thing.
Made out with by some random guy on a horse.
Sad that I only thought of princesses too.
Father Time. He sleeps, right?
Yes.
Is that a thing?
He provides sleep for people.
He does.
Yeah. Sandman.
Sandman, I think that is what I think I
for people.
Was thinking of.
Yeah.
The Sandman.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, I'm glad that we
started off that way. Yeah. It was weighing really heavy on my heart.
That's what kept me up at night.
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't sleep. So.
I agree.
Are you doing opening or am I?
Have absolutely no idea.
Why don't you do it?
Okay, great. So welcome to Chit Chats, a totally unedited space where we break the cycle of what it means to be a woman together. Today we're talking about the one, the only, Stephanie herself. It's very exciting. It's all about Stephanie Day here at the Chit Chats or Cycle Chats warehouse.
Yeah,
here.
The lounge.
Yeah, here in Florida.
The cat tree.
Yeah.
Today we already recorded with another podcast.
Yeah.
And we were talking about anxiety.
Yep.
And a big shout out to our episode Breaking the Chains of Anxiety with Mel.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good one. If you have not listened, we'll include the link in our bio. Please go check that out. And you can also check that out on our website, which at this point it's like beating a dead horse with a stick. I don't think we need to say it. I think you can just read it.
Yeah.
And the link is in the bio. So today we're going to be talking about, not just like me in general, but we're going to be talking about the differences between dating men and women.
Yeah.
Because I am, as at this point we all know, just single. Single as a Pringle. But Pringles actually come in a multiple pack, so I don't really understand that.
I think it just rhymes.
Yeah, that's true.
Tell us if I'm wrong.
Or maybe you just eat one Pringle at a time. Maybe that's what it is.
But what if you want to do the duck face thing with the Pringles? Like I used to love doing that.
You can only do that if you're in a relationship, because that's too Pringles.
What happens to the people who do it if they're single?
Jail. Demonetized. Jail. You go to prison now.
You heard it here first.
You go to federal prison.
Wow. Over 2 Pringles. That's
over
terrible.
2 Pringles. So yeah, I am single, I'm queer, and I am...
I think that's the first time you've ever said that, by the way. Just so you know. On the podcast. Not in life. On the podcast.
Well, hey, here I am for anybody that didn't know.
Open and available.
Open and available.
Accepting submissions now.
I mean, pretty much. No, I like what I like.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy what I enjoy. Mm-hmm. I don't discriminate. I don't care where you're from, what's between your legs, as long as there's some sort of mutual attraction and we get along. You have...
I was saving that for later.
Eyelash. I apologize. As long as you... That was very romantic. As I'm like, I like what I like.
Apparently, taking the lint off of somebody is like the most romantic gesture that you can do according to the Crown. So.
Oh, that okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's an actual thing.
You're talking about
You're
doing the prison Pringle.
Oh no. I passed that. Now I'm on to the next thing.
Okay.
which is lint.
Lint. All
Yeah.
right. So, yes, I like what I like.
Mhm.
And like I said, if there is an attraction there and we get along, I'm in it.
Open.
It. If you are funny,
That's her.
get away from me. Men that make me laugh are so upsetting because if they really make me laugh and I'm like staring at my phone, I'm like, I like want to toss my phone out the window because I will fall in love with you. So don't. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like
need not apply.
like Jessica Rabbit, when he says, "What do you see in that guy?" She's like, "He makes me laugh." I'm like, yes. You know, like guys that are a little bit goofy. So I guess that's probably the first difference, right? Is I just think all women are hysterical. I don't know. Like I think when I get along with another female, most of the time we're gonna have pretty much the same sense of humor, right? That's kind of what kicks it off with women for me. Whereas with men, yes, but I find that humor is way more of it's a turn on across the board. But it, I guess, because I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I don't know. I get flustered more when guys are really funny. So I don't know what that is. That's a weird one for me. I just feel like a giddy little girl. Maybe that's what it is. Because I'm like, you know, as where I'm making a joke with a woman, and it's like we're laughing together in a shared space. And so I feel a little bit,
different.
Yeah, a little bit, I guess,
gotcha.
Safer. Like I don't feel like, you know, my heartstrings are gonna be pulled out, ripped out, and lit on fire. Seems like anytime a guy's too funny. So that's the first weird difference that I've noticed
That
recently.
you've noticed. Yeah, I'm going to have very little input on this conversation. I'm going to give here and there, but I've never dated a woman. I don't think I would like it, quite honestly. I have a lot to talk about. I would probably not want to hear the other person that much. Like, I could only imagine dating myself and like the stress I must cause for my husband and you as a business partner.
But no.
No, you don't think so?
I would, honestly,
I would strangle somebody.
Why?
Yeah.
I feel like when we talk, like it doesn't stress me out. You and I mean, for Jesus Lord, we have a podcast. What do you think we do? We're talking all the time.
Yeah.
That's part of it. We're essentially.
But could you imagine if that was just our entire life? I mean, it's our entire life. But we've always joked that we're in a relationship and we're married.
True.
That's always
that's
been,
true.
You know.
There's no intimacy happening physically with one another.
So I don't know. I go back and forth on,
so sorry.
She couldn't even handle what I just said. You heard it here first. Yeah, I don't know if I could handle a woman. I also don't want to deal with what they got going on down there. That's not attractive to me.
That's not your MO.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you something. Are you physically turned on by yourself?
It depends what kind of mood I'm in.
Like if you're feeling saucy and you look in the mirror and you're like, damn.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah. Oh, wow. She's really dying. This conversation is so hard.
I'm so worked up.
She's very worked up.
Okay, I'm better now.
Okay.
Sorry.
Wrong fight.
I don't know what happened. Because you said we joked that we've never, or something about physical intimacy, and I was about to make a joke like that's all about to change, but I got so like into my head about
to make out a ton
I know,
of
but
times.
like, but I got so in my head about like how funny the joke was. I was like, I'm gonna land this joke, and then this drink said, "Come back down to earth, you egotistical maniac." So that was my lesson from the universe.
There you go.
Yeah, I think it depends. I guess it depends on the mood. Look, I knew when I was younger, right? I was very aware that I was attracted to myself and people that had the same parts as me.
Gotcha.
I was interested in that. So, but again, you can listen to our podcast to get like the skinny on, we talk about it probably in like every other episode, that I grew up very religious. So I couldn't really give in to the queerness until more recently, I would say. So
it's been very fun for me to watch Stephanie date both men and women. I enjoy hearing your stories.
Well, so I guess the biggest difference, right, is we can talk about the fact that I do not like when men get me flowers. I don't like it. I've often said it's like, I don't know, it's not a thing for me. Like, I've made that very known to guys. I'm like, please don't buy me flowers. I feel like it's a cheap gesture. I don't know. I've never liked it. Like, get me a plant or something long lasting.
Okay. Meanwhile, I love getting flowers.
Right.
And I get flowers from my husband only once a year. Well, maybe twice. Definitely on Valentine's Day, because that's when he proposed. It's a big holiday for us. And my birthday, most of the time. I want him to get me more flowers, but usually he doesn't listen to me. So I buy myself flowers.
Well, that's the weird thing, is maybe I'm tainted because I've also watched that with, like, people in my life.
Yeah.
However, recently,
I know.
I got sunflowers from a girl.
So sweet.
And I almost passed out. I was like, and they're sitting next to my bed. They are so pretty. She's so pretty. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like, a pretty thing giving me a pretty thing.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my God. You know, it was just so cute. So I was like, okay, new thing unlocked. I like when women get me flowers.
Right.
But I don't like when men do. I'd rather them give me a plant. And maybe that's because, like, there's not a lot of thought, right? When it comes to flowers, I feel like guys go for the typical thing. Roses or whatever bouquets sitting at the front. She, like, specifically found sunflowers and was like, they made me think of you. And I was like,
that is very sweet.
That's so sweet. So that's say
difference number 2.
Yeah, I think the first one is just a personal thing.
Okay.
Because it seems like anytime guys are funny, I just get my heart destroyed. So I'm a little leery. That might just be
She only wants not funny.
We should be dry
Dry.
as a Pringle.
Pringles. Pringles are so good. You can sponsor us here if you want Pringles. I love you. The sour cream and onion ones and the pizza ones.
So good.
So good.
You're gonna say disgusting.
No,
you're gonna say
delicious. Delicioso.
So yeah, I think that's a personal thing.
Okay, so this is really number 1.
Yeah, technically.
Oh, okay.
1.5.
Okay.
So second difference is communication.
Huge difference from what you've been telling me.
The women that I've dated, well, first of all, flowing conversation.
And you mean text conversation
Yeah,
and in person.
In person, phone calls, easy. Couldn't be easier.
Yeah.
Smooth as butter. I mean, literally when I tell you, and like, so sorry I didn't get back to you. My day's gonna be busy, but I hope you have, you know.
Yeah. So trying to check in.
Yeah. So like, really good conversation. But you kind of think of it too in terms of like, I'll use our relationship as an example. We have an easy time talking to each other. There's already that like comfortability there, and there's no like intimidation of like,
no,
you know, we're friendly, and I think it's easier. We're friendly. Like, so casual. We're business partners.
We're friendly.
I guess we like each other.
Are you gonna go to Emily's birthday party?
Yeah, we're friendly. Oh my God. So, but I think like,
keep going, friend.
It's friend. Hey, you. So I think there's that sense of like friendship in women that's a little bit easier, because with men, you tend to go into it with like, do they want to
sleep with you, or
like, are they actually interested in what I have to offer, or are they just trying to take my clothes off?
Yeah.
Which I have found is like very rare that I will find a guy that doesn't immediately go for the kill.
Yeah.
And like, which, to be fair, with some of the guys that I've met, I've opened that door to be like, because these are the things I like to talk about, and I'm very sex positive, and so I kind of put that into the air. But that doesn't mean that I'm like,
yeah.
I just like talking about that stuff. So, but most of the time, and it also depends on where you're meeting them and
all that other
I've
good
found
stuff.
With women, that has not happened as of yet. Like, they're like, you're pretty, but it's different. I don't know, I guess it's like less threatening and like creepy coming from a woman.
Well, I was thinking about it when you were talking before, like, right, you are familiar with a woman
Mhm.
because you are a woman. So you know how your brain works,
Correct.
how your body works, hopefully, if you're educated. You've lived in this female body for 30 years.
Mhm.
So immediately there is a connection between women because you're a woman.
Yeah.
So I think the difference, because what I always ask, right, is like, well, what's he thinking? Because I don't know, because I'm not a man. So
Right.
my brain, my
Is like
brain
that.
works differently.
Your brain goes,
Yeah. Ow. My brain works differently than
Mhm.
a man's brain.
Yeah.
So I'm going to infinitely be more comfortable with women than I will be with a man.
Yeah.
Because already we have a huge similarity. And that similarity is our gender, which we didn't choose. We were born the way we were born.
Yeah.
So like, I think that's a big thing,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. I'm not
Are you backtracking?
Well, I'm just not saying anything. You are whatever gender
I knew
you, because I got very nervous. I'm very nervous right now.
I knew it.
My anxiety is
She's gonna explain.
spiking.
Yeah. Delete paragraph because
Yeah.
she's gonna.
You get to decide. You are your gender, right? You are born into a body, and you can choose if that is the correct body.
We're saying us
for
specifically.
you. Yeah.
In terms of this conversation,
Yes.
we were born as women.
yes.
We identify as women.
Yes. I have a trans cousin. I am all
Give your
about
credentials.
No, I need to, because now my heart, I'm sweating. I'm literally like a sweat ball right now. I am for whatever you want. I'm just saying, as me, I was born in the correct body and grew
Cancel
up as
culture is making
female.
her do this.
Whew, wow.
Okay.
I don't think
So-
I've ever been more sweaty in my entire life.
You're okay. Honestly, I
Do
know.
you
I know.
understand what I was saying?
understand
Okay.
completely.
Whew.
And we're also talking from personal perspective.
Yes, of course.
So personally, me, Emily, born as
Women,
female
yeah.
women, we identify as women.
Women.
So all of that coincided. So in terms of a personal point of view,
Mhm.
when you meet another woman, you think, okay, this is something we already have in common.
Yes.
Is that we are both women.
Exactly.
Or we both identify
As women. Yes. Thank you for, yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Not sweating as
So,
much now.
so, and I think, right, that's just kind of what ticks it off the box. It's
Yeah.
like that wall drops.
Well, you
because
immediately
there's not-
have shared experience.
Yeah.
And that's a really good way to build a relationship, is through shared experiences. It is rare to find a man who is willing to open up and surrender feelings. And that's right, the difference between boys and men. When I met my husband, I knew immediately he was so open. He wanted to talk. He wanted the relationship. He was fully invested, and so was I. So I think that's also just a big difference. I'm going to let you continue.
Okay. So I would say, yeah, communication style is definitely a huge difference. And what's interesting too is, so I tend to lean more into a masculine role when
Yeah.
I am with women. It's just kind of something that I've noticed in myself. And
I think it's a very interesting discovery.
honestly,
But you kind of love it.
what are you guys doing? It's not that hard. Like, it's not hard to remember what her favorite ice cream is, or her favorite flower, or that cute little thing that she said that she's been trying to find but can't. Like, it's not that hard to text back, to communicate that you're gonna have a busy day, and so X, Y, and Z. Like, it's not hard. And honestly, having that perspective has made me go, I literally don't understand how it is a struggle for you to remember the little things that a woman says.
Yeah.
So, but it also, I will also even say too that, like, emotionally, I think men need certain things. And so I know that when I'm in a heterosexual relationship, which has been most of my relationships, I tend to try to double down with the masculinity, and that doesn't always work. I think there does need to be some sort of a balance between the masculine and the feminine parts, and I think we all have both. But what I've noticed is that emotionally, like there are certain things that I need from a guy, but he has to be willing to communicate that to me, and I also have to be willing to like understand that as a man he's going to need different things.
Yes.
Right? So like even playing a masculine role in a female and female, like women and women, I've noticed that there are still things that I want to be considered for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it kind of opens up this new perspective of what men might go through in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I don't know, it's that communicate then. If you need space, communicate that. Right? If I
And
need,
what kind of space?
yeah, like if I need to take some time for myself with something, I will communicate that.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to do. So I always kind of I'm talking in a little bit of a circle with this one because this is a more new discovery for me. But I guess what I feel more connected to and more like clear on as far as all of this is concerned is like it's really not hard to remember little things. So, no excuse. I don't care what gender you are. I think that's should be just a human thing.
Yeah. Oh,
like
yeah.
if I can do it, I don't like do it. I read somewhere recently, or it was a video, someone was like, if they want to, they would, and how they were disproving that wasn't the case because maybe that person didn't have the mental capacity they weren't where you were.
Yeah.
And so if this person dates somebody else and you see it working out with those two, how come he's doing all of that for her while maybe you're here and he's here?
Yeah.
You guys break up and he is on the outside, it looks like he's doing everything that you asked him to do, but why couldn't he do it for you? Well, again, we're not in those relationships, so maybe he's here and she's here, right? So there's not that far of a gap, and so they're more on the same wavelength.
I get it.
Yeah. So that's kind of something that like I've even tried to take into relationships just in general, is understanding that we're all going to be in a different place, and whether you are male or female, that's across the board, is that they're not always going to be able to meet you where you're at, and then you have to decide, okay, are we compatible in this, or do you need to find somebody that's maybe needs a little less or a little more, what, vice versa. For me, I need to find somebody that can meet me here or is here instead of all the way down here or up here, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then let's see, I'm trying to think of any other differences. What did we touch on besides the physical stuff? Obviously, women literally just exist, and I'm like, much softer.
Yeah, Stephanie was telling me that the other day.
So soft and gentle and delicate, and it just feels safer. It doesn't feel so like,
it's not forceful.
yeah, like I can say no and not worry that they're gonna keep pushing.
Yeah.
A lot of consent. Never had more consent in my entire life. I mean, it literally, when I tell you, that's why I feel, and this is just my experience, because there have been a lot of stories that I've heard of, obviously, same-sex couple relationships that have been abusive. If it's abusive, it's abusive, period. I don't think that matters the gender. But just from what I've experienced in my general differences, yeah, women are way softer, gentler, sweeter, a lot of consent. Men are a little bit more rough around the edges. A little less willing to have like the safe sex conversation, which is
mind-boggling.
I mean, weird
but
to me.
They don't have to deal with what happens.
Guys?
Yeah, that's why.
I mean, you still can get an STD.
Well, yeah, but
if
a baby comes out, guess what, baby? It's happening in your body, not in his.
Yeah, and I just think like there's been a couple things about like testing is a big thing for me, because I get tested when I'm active. I will make sure that I'm tested to make sure that I'm safe. I also use protection. All of that is very sexy to me. I think having those conversations could not be more of a turn on. I'm like, God, that's so hot that you're talking about this, because safety is sexy, and I just don't like. It doesn't compute to me that guys don't think of that. Like, you don't know where, you don't know where it's been, you know, like, I know where it's been. I know that I take care of myself, but you're not even willing to ask me the questions.
Yeah.
You're just willing to go right into downtown. It's like, why aren't you?
Please submit your papers with the application for dating Stephanie.
Thanks.
We're opening them up after this video drops, okay? You can DM us directly. I'll be in charge. I'm her pimp. I was gonna say I'm your stage mom.
Oh, yeah. Your momager, my momager?
Yeah, I'm your momager.
Yeah,
and Stephanie's momager, you have to get through
momager.
me. Yeah. Before you could date this lovely person here.
We're
good.
I think we're starting to get to the end.
I think that was good.
Yeah, it was good. You know,
it's very interesting.
You know, men are.
If you had to choose, this is how we'll end it.
Don't.
All right. If there's a poll, I'm gonna manifest a poll that Stephanie's putting on. If you had to choose, Stephanie, and you could only date one gender for the rest of your life, would it be a man or a woman? No?
I literally cannot answer this because it is impossible. Because when I tell you there are so many different ways that, because it's not just like man and woman.
Yeah.
It's non-binary. Like, that's what queer is to me. It's non-binary. It's someone who's in the beginning of a transition, in the middle, the end, you know. It's, for me, it's
all over the rainbow.
All over the rainbow. I mean, if there is like some perfect freakazoid, I use that in quotations, that just has it all.
Applications are now open. Send them all in.
I think
I'll weed through them.
I can't pick. That's like a literal impossible question for me. But guys that make me laugh are also make me sad. the quote by Stephanie. I'm gonna put that on my tombstone.
Okay, perfect.
Men that make me laugh also make me sad.
Perfect. Well, I think this is the perfect way to end this. If you
are funny, go away. No, don't.
Come back. Yeah, come back. Submit an application. Please also remember to submit your papers so that we know that you're clean. If you would like, I'll do a background check. So please put your
oh my God,
social security number.
You guys,
Stephanie's a great stalker.
When I tell you the amount of like convicted felons, been arrested,
I think you talked about
criminal
this in our
charges. They just
flocked to
find me.
We won't accept those. Those are.
I mean, it's fine if you're reformed. I'm not going to shoot you down, but I really got to know that you've worked hard and you're not just like
you've moved forward.
I went to therapy and then not speak to me ever again.
Yeah,
for no reason.
Apply with caution.
Yeah,
we'll find you.
This is a very aggressive episode.
It's a very aggressive episode.
Take from it what you
will.
I personally think dating is wonderful. I think it's great. The only advice that I could ever give to someone is don't waste someone's time.
Ooh.
If you like someone, make it known. Rip the Band-Aid off then. If it's a no, then it's a no. If it's a yes, great. Pursue the things that you are interested in, because life is really short to play games. And even in dating now, if I really like you, I'm going to tell you I like you. But I also have to know that that's reciprocated and that I'm not going to just be like second option or an emotional rebound.
Yeah.
Like, my time and my energy is just as important as yours.
Yep.
So if you like me, you want to pursue something with me, make that known to me.
No.
And then we can discuss further. I'm either there with you or I'm not. And then we can either just be friends or we don't have to speak anymore. But communication is vital. So don't lead someone on without having that conversation. And if you're in a situationship or you're in a thing with someone and you start to develop hardcore feelings, say something.
Yeah.
Because you are going to hurt yourself
and that person.
Yeah. And it's going to be a mess. And if they can't figure out what they want and they want their cake and eat it too, then you need to make the conscious choice to either continue on with that, knowing that you're going to get your feelings hurt, or say, I can't do this with you anymore because this is what I'm looking for. it all comes down to what it is you're looking for. Do you want something serious? Do you want to hook up? What do you want out of your dating life? And I think that's a good place to end it. So,
well, you know where to find us. www.cyclechats.com. You can find us on Instagram @cyclechats, all lowercase, no space. If you like today's episode, make sure to ring that bell. Subscribe to our channel, and you'll get notified every time we drop a new episode, which is every other Friday. And as always,
we hope you sync up with us next time.
Ding, 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 ding.